There we are. Okay, rolling film. What game are you looking forward to most this season?
Oh, it's first game.
Yeah.
First game.
It's August 10th, and for Poole and Bracknell Town, it's match day number 1 of the new 24-25 season. Both teams look to compete to make a triumphant start to their Southern Premier campaigns, playing just 3 steps down below the promised lands of the English Football League. After narrowly falling short in the playoffs in May, Town manager Jordan Ive looks to craft his revenge and lift the Robins north to the Conference South. Unfortunately for Ive and crew, steep opposition and a stacked league pose problems for their promotion dreams. The first to try and stop them, league challengers Poole Town. Straight out of Dorset, the Dolphins hope to reign early on the Berkshire side's parade and spoil the party down at Bottom Meadow.
My name's Scott.
My name's Dexter.
How was your trip down?
Yeah, not too bad. Didn't take too long. It was a lot quicker than I expected. Yeah, no, it was alright.
Any score prediction for today?
I don't really. I feel like my heart says 2-1 to us. My brain says 2-1 loss. I don't really know what to say.
I think it'll be 2-2, but I think it'll be a good point. A good point. It's a good side.
Originally I said 2-1 to Bracknell. I've then come up on the journey up, got more excited, and been a bit more biased, so I've gone 2-1 Poole.
Had a few pints.
Yeah, it's too young. To be fair, it's a position it's like a period of like transition for the club. Obviously, we lost our manager last season. It's all a bit new. I trust the project we've got going, but I think it's going to take time to go together. We've got practically an entire new starting 11 to what we had last season. Wow. So yeah, it's going to take a while to gel, I think. But you know, we'll see how it pans out.
Where do you think you'll finish this season?
I think mid-table. I think around 10th, 9th, around there.
I think it's more, like a trust the process kind of thing.
But Bracknell Town are no pushovers, and Jordan Ive is hatching a plan to stop the ruining his promotion charge early.
Poole will be good. Poole will be good. Look, this time I think last year Poole started really strongly. Again, wasn't connected so much to Bracknell Town and the league, but as a non-league person, you most definitely take a look. I wasn't involved against in a fixture with Poole last year when I come in, but what we've seen of Poole and what they've done to the squad since last year and who they've recruited, it's both definitely going to be a test, and they're going to be really keen to similar to us kick-start the league with as many points as they can come away with. Yeah, absolutely.
This is what it's for, and don't get carried away. You're not going to win a game of football in 5 minutes. Like I mentioned before we went out, it's going to be a 100-minute game. It is. So you've got to win your periods within the game. It's the first game of the season. There's going to be mistakes. In football, there's always mistakes. Fucking plenty of them. So react in the right way, as you possibly can. If your mate's made one and you're closest, get your mate out of shit. Know your restarts, because they're the small 1% that will get you from here to here and make your chances to win the game a lot higher. And then apart from that, like I mentioned earlier, outwork, outsmart you 1v1. From what we've done Thursday, we touched on a little bit Monday, we've done that there in the warm-up in terms of the build-up. Just be proactive. Listen, they're going to be no marks, but they're going to be in for something. And this is one game they would have won in the first game of the season here. Yeah. Really? Yeah. Okay, so put them to the sword. Play the game in the right way. No digging out anyone, no pointing the finger, take responsibility and win 3 points. Yeah. Enjoy it. Let's go. Come on, boys.
Bracknell start the game out under pressure, battling for the ball but struggling to bring the fight outside their own half. Every break is met by a wall of blue, and their quick attacks are sharply turned on their heads. The players use more than just their feet to win the ball. The first proper chance falls to Poole Town, and the subsequent corner leads to a panic in front of goal, which requires a sweeping tackle by Esprit to clear. It's not long after before Bracknell carve a chance of their own, and to move up the pitch gives George a chance to shoot. The brave blue body blocks his effort. The initial struggle is over, and now both teams find themselves getting further and further up the pitch. In the confusion, one of the Bracknell players tries to pass to me, but my tripod takes a bad touch and it goes out of play. The referee blows his whistle for half-time, with both teams stuck in deadlock. I try to get into the dressing room to listen in on the half-time team talk, but unfortunately they locked me out, so cheers to that. The second half would play out much the same, with both teams matched in their grit and desire. The final 45 would see a lot more wing action, presumably after both managers saw the absolute war zone of a midfield and decided on a more Route 1 approach. That route being literally any other direction. I can only assume that is that Jordan told his players that, unfortunately we may never know. Whatever it wasn't enough. And the game would wrap up here in Bottom Meadow, a 0-0 draw. This time I was able to catch Jordan without any locked doors in my way to share his thoughts on the opening day scrap.
What are your thoughts on today's game?
Typical opener, first game of the season. There were some risks to be taken, some that got turned down. Not many people or players wanting to make too many mistakes. But look, we've just done a long pre-season schedule that you can win games and it still not really be competitive and earn points. So we're definitely wanting to win as many points as we can, but we're at home, clean sheet, had a couple of efforts to score most definitely and win the game, but then looking back at it, so did Poole had one or two also, so probably a fair result to be honest. But no, look, exciting for us. We had a couple of injuries today, and then we went with something that we've done the last couple of pre-season games. So yeah, look, it's going to continue. Being away from home, I think last season Bracknell had quite a bad away form, and that continued throughout the season, to be honest. So look, we're most definitely, that's something of high importance of us to correct really early.
Is that something you're going to tell the players to try and escape that losing mentality away?
Yeah, of course.
It wouldn't be long until Jordan would have that chance to test his side resolve away from home, as in the pursuing Tuesday, Bracknell would make the short trip east to Ealing and Hillingdon to face the almighty Hanwell Town. The more and more you watch this division, the more and more you realise just how many clubs are called something town. It'd be great to have on a bingo card. Like our friends Poole, Hanwell fought to keep their heads above water last season, finishing just 17th in their second consecutive year in the division. On paper, it's a team promotion-chasing Bracknell should have no real problems dispatching, but I felt an awkward pit in my stomach, and upon arriving in the ground, I began to develop this sense that the script may have just been metaphorically left in the car. And it's not because for a second I thought I'd accidentally driven to Newcastle, that with all the Geordie decorations on the wall. It's time for some quick history facts. In 1920, the London club was founded by a group of Newcastle fans who must have gotten lost or something, founding the club of Hanwell and sticking proudly to their magpie colours of black and white. It's become a bit of a tradition since for Geordie fans doing visit to the Big Smoke to come and watch Hanwell play, morphing them into a sort of Newcastle of the South, a new Newcastle if you will. Sorry, forget I said that, because none of that was as cool as the fact Hanwell have a literal decommissioned bus in their ground, doubling as a stand and as a cafe. That is bloody awesome. I can't believe I didn't go inside. I don't know what I was thinking. All this distraction around me, and I almost forgot a game was about to go down. I quickly panned my camera to capture the first Bracknell Town away test of the season. After a disappointing draw in their season opener, there's no doubt the Robins will look to bounce back quickly and hope to overcome their homesickness. I just hope none of them are Sunderland fans, because then they really would get sick. Bracknell yet again run into steep opposition, with Hanwell letting them know that they're going to play their game on their turf. It's very physical yet again, the players spending more time on the floor than doing anything football-y. Although they're struggling, Bracknell don't seem to be out of the game at all, until the first goal in Bracknell Town season is now one they've conceded. Being 1-0 down away from home, already struggling with their away form, it's now going to be an uphill battle for Bracknell to battle back, but the Robins aren't out of the game just yet. Great leap from the great Evans equalises with seconds to go, dragging the Robins to a level scoreline heading into the break. A moment of good fortune has restored the Reds' faith, and the process of restoring confidence away from home takes its first step. Now feels like an ample chance to fanboy and mention that Bracknell have the well-capped ex-Prem, ex-international centre-back Alex Pearce playing for them tonight. I know all 5 Reading fans watching just gave a little clap. Anyway, on to the second half, and it was around this time I began to think to myself, will Bracknell feel okay with a draw here? Or will they go all out and search for the full fat 3 points? It's a game of risk and reward, I suppose, like pulling a finger. But none of that deep pondering really mattered though, because with a predictable comedic justice, Great Evans sees his dramatic moment snuffed as the Robins quickly fall 2-1 down. Now with all their hard work undone and time ticking ever quicker, Jordan's inspiring talk of building confidence away from home feels make or break. It'll take the town's courage and strength of character to come back now, and a Fabio Barini moment to peg back the London Geordies. The Robins fight on, spurred by their travelling support behind the goal, but Hanwell are well entrenched, and every second lost chips at their composure. Every jeer from the home crowd challenges their belief, but the town don't stop. And as referee announces 6 minutes to be played of overtime, a foul just outside the box gives Bracknell one last chance. Free kick is dragged just narrowly wide, and hopes for an equaliser begin to fade. Hanwell hit back on the counter for Jordan's men. The worst happens. Alas for the Robins, despite a spirited performance, they exit their first away game empty-handed, leaving them with just 1 point from their opening 2 and sitting uncomfortably 17th on the table. The irony was not lost on Hanwell. But for Jordan I's Barmy Army, there's still work to be done. The season is far from over. In fact, we're really only just beginning.